In this video, we're going to create a simple tic-tac-toe game, and we're going to do this in a few steps. So we're going to create a game board. We're going to check the player's input. We're going to check if there's a winner or a tie. We're going to switch the players so that everyone can play at his turn. We're going to check again if there's a winner or a tie, and then we're going to loop through all of this, and we have created our game. So first, I'm going to start with creating the board. So the board will be a list, and it will contain 9 dashes. So I will copy and paste this 9 times. And we're going to create our player. So current player will be X. We will define a winner variable, and which is none because we don't have a winner right now. We don't have a game yet. And gameplay will be true. We will need this in our while loop. So the moment when this turns to false, it will restart. So the game will be finished. My first function will be to create the game board. So we'll say define game board. And here I will print my board. So I will say print and boards 0. And I'll say plus. I will open the parentheses. I will open parentheses and I will place a vertical line. And I will do again plus and board 1 and plus open parentheses and virtual, and then we'll do plus board 2. I will copy and paste this 3 times. And here we will have board 3, 4, and 5. And 5, and here we will have 6, 7, and 8. So here we have 9, here we have 8 because it starts from 0. 0 is this one and 8 is the last one. Inside our print, we will print a line. So to have our nice looking board, and I will do the same here, and we will check how it looks. So I'll say print game board and board, and I will run it. So this is our board right now. This is how it looks. So it's nicely done. I could delete one. Okay, and I will rerun it. Okay, so now it fits nicely. I can remove this, and the next function that we're going to create is the player out input. So we're going to check the definition. So we're going to say define player input, and I'm passing the variable board. And we're going to say imp from input, and it's going to be an integer, and input will be enter a number from 1 to 9. And now we're going to check if our input is bigger or equal than 1, and our input is smaller or equal than 9, and boards imp -1 is empty. Now the reason why we do imp -1 is because this starts from 0 and we're gonna enter a number from 1 to 9. So if we're gonna enter 9, it should be 8 on the board. So it should be this place because 9 doesn't exist, and that's the reason why we have to do -1 here. So we'll say boards input -1 is current player. So this is what the current player has chosen. And else So if it's not going to be empty, then we're going to print this place has been taken. So if the else is going to turn out to be true here, it means that somebody already chose this place. Somebody already chose this number. Okay, so now we're going to define another function to check horizontal. And we're going to pass in the variable board again. Here we need to globalize the winner variable. Why we need to globalize it? Because inside this function, it cannot change this none value. So if it would be true, and if there would be a winner, outside this function, we cannot change this value. So that's why we need to globalize it. So if board 0 is equal to board 1 is equal to board 2, and board 1 is not equal to empty. So why we're choosing 1? If this one is empty, then we cannot have a horizontal winner. So if this one is empty, then we cannot have 3 of the same. So that's why we only need to choose 1 here. So then we'll have a winner, board 0 will be the winner, and this will return true. Okay, so now we're gonna copy and paste this 2 times. And this will be an elif, so else if, elif. And here we're gonna write 3, 4, and 5. And here we'll have board 3. And here we're gonna write 6, 7, and 8. And here we're gonna have board 6. And here will be board 3. And here will be board 6. So this function is checking whether on this row or this row or this row we have a winner. Now we will check vertical. So we will do check vertical. We'll pass in again variable board. And we do the same thing right now, but vertical. So I will globalize the variable winner again. And I will say if board 0 is equal to board 3 is equal to board 6, and board 0 is not empty. Then we have a winner. So again, it's the same thing here. If one of those 3 is empty, we cannot have a winner vertically. So then we'll say winner equals to board 0, and this will return true. Now we're going to copy and paste this also 2 times, and it will be again elif instead of if. And we will change this to 1, 4, and 7. And board 1 cannot be empty. We can also choose 4 or 7. It doesn't really matter what we choose here. If one of those is empty, then we cannot have a vertical winner. So then winner is going to be board 1, and here we're going to say board 2, and board 5, and board 8, and board 2 cannot be empty, and if it's not empty, then the winner will be board 2. The third function will be to check if we have a winner diagonally. So here we only need 2, and we only need to check this diagonal and this diagonal. So we're going to say define check diagonal board, and we're going to globalize winner again. So if board 0 equals to board 4 equals to board 8, and board 0 does not equal to empty, so if this one is not empty and those three are the same, then we have a winner. So then we're going to say winner equals board 0, and this will return true. Okay, we're going to copy and paste this one time because we have to check yet the other diagonal, and this will be elif again, and we'll say board 2, board 4, and board 6, and board 2 cannot be empty. Then we have a winner, board 2, and it will return true. Okay, so now we need to create yet two functions. We have to check if we have a winner, and we have to check if there is a tie. So we'll first say definition check tie, and we'll pass in the board variable again. So we'll globalize gameplay here, and if is not in board, so if every place has been taken and we don't have a winner, and we'll pass in the game board that will give us the values. So if there's not an empty place and we don't have a winner, then it's a tie. So we will then print it's a tie, and gameplay will be false. So the game will be finished. Now we're going to check if there's a winner. And I'm going to pass in the variable board again. We're going to globalize gameplay again to end the game if necessary. So we'll say if check horizontal board, and pass in the boards. Then we'll have a winner here, so print the winner is, and we're gonna pass in the variable winner, and the gameplay will be false because the game will be finished. And now we need to do this yet two times. So we need to check for vertical and we need to check diagonal. So I'm gonna copy and paste this 2 times. And this will be an elif again, so else if. And here we're going to change to check vertical, and here we're going to check diagonal. Now the other function is to switch the player. So if a player has played, we need to switch from one player to another. So therefore we will create a function switch player. We will globalize the current player. So if current player is equal to X, then current player will be O. So if player X has played, then the current player will now be O. And else current player is X. So what this function does, it's going to check if the current player is X, then the next current player will be O, and vice versa. So now we need to create yet a function that the computer is going to play with us, so that we don't have to choose by ourselves, so we can play against somebody. And we will do define autoplay, and we'll pass in again the board variable, and we'll create a while loop. So we'll say while current player is O, the position will be random and will be a random integer between 0 and 8. And if board position is empty, if board position is empty, then this board position will become O. So when the computer is playing and he's playing O, and when he's choosing a random integer between 0 and 8 and the board position is empty, then the new board position will be O. So then the computer has done his playing. And then we're going to run the function again, switch player, to have the other player play again. Okay, so our script is finished. Now we need to create a new while loop. So we'll say while gameplay. And now we need to pass in all of the functions that we created. So we will start with the game board, and we pass in the variable board. We will give in the function for the player input, and we will pass in again variable board. We're going to check the first time for a winner, and we're going to pass in the variable board. We will also need a function to check the tie, so check tie, and here we also have to pass in the board. Switch player, here we don't have to pass in the board. Autoplay the board, because we need to check whether this place is empty or not. And then again we need to check for a win when the computer has played, and here we need to pass in the board variable again. And last but not least, we have to check again if there is a tie, and we pass in the board. And now, if I haven't made any mistake, we will run the application, and we'll check number 4, and I'll say 5 and 6. Yeah, so the winner is X. So the computer, it's not reinforcement learning, so the computer is not that smart, so it's easy to beat. But this is how to make a basic tic-tac-toe game in Python.